Hello, my name is Abdul Jabbar, and I am an associate professor at Leicester Business School with a focus on data strategy and analytics. This dynamic conversation around peering into the future will be conducted by also my colleague Dr. Ning, who is a lecturer in marketing also at the University of Leicester. So, in this dynamic conversation, we want to spend the next couple of minutes looking at how analytics is having a massive influence on the way that business education is changing and having an influence on how business schools need to think about the types of skills that they want their students to have when they leave the institution. So, the Harvard Business Review 10 years ago defined the data scientist as one of the sexiest jobs of the 21st century. Alongside that, the Economic Times have looked at the data analyst as one of the most important jobs in the upcoming era. So we see that there is a significant swell of support for the development of skills around data analytics, around analysis, around data science, etc. The question really is, and this really comes at an opportune moment as part of the data dynamic conversation, is how do business schools evolve alongside this approach, and how do business schools change the way that they teach and change what they teach. So we know that businesses, as they transition away from COVID, are going to be spending a lot more time developing new business models, looking at data, looking at how data can help develop new revenue models, creating niche in the market. How does that look, and how will that impact on the way that business schools develop graduates of the future? This is a subject that I'm very passionate about. It's something that I've done a lot of work on. I've developed courses and pathways in fintech, business intelligence, and data analytics in institutions up and down the UK. And the focus is always on creating graduates that are agile, creating graduates that are have skills in problem solving, and graduates that are very, very responsive to the needs of the environment at the moment. But as with all things, especially when it comes to data analytics, practice in this case must be underpinned by theory. So, in my view, as business schools continue to develop and move forward, what we'll see is a more focus on software. So there'll be practical skills that will be developed, but there'll also be more focus on analytical type skills. So there is a sweet spot here. And what I've noticed in my research over the years is that there's a huge emphasis on data science by computing schools. And there's a huge emphasis by business schools on the more data type, more data management, more of the interpretative type skills. In my view, there is a opportunity to bring some of these discussion points together, creating graduates that have experience in how data is analyzed, but also how to make the decisions off that data. And I'm very much of the strong view that future graduates in data analytics will be the operations managers, will be the CEOs, and nobody will understand a business better than the people who understand the data. So taking all this into consideration, really the question is, what kind of support can business schools provide for industry? So we've looked at, for example, medium enterprises, looking at the amount of data that's collected by organizations, but importantly, how that data can be utilized for decision-making processes. So what industry are looking for are students who can analyze, support, and develop data processes and data strategy. And at this point, I'll hand over to my colleague, Ning.
Linking to the previous slides, the key required graduate skills, of course, are the ability to analyze, model, and interpret data, the ability to create a report, problem-solving skills, accuracy and attention to details, and writing and communications. Then, how can we, as business school, address and enhance these skills? These are some suggestions. First, start with something simple. Start with the more familiar Excel as a tool, which is called the entryway to data analytics. In Excel, students can learn to merge data sets, clean up data, and understand concepts like data aggregation, and then get students comfortable with data and tools. Then make classes fun. The best way to keep students engaged is to make classes interesting and enjoyable. Choose topics or cases on companies that they can relate to, or get a guest speaker to talk about how they use and analyze data. Then let students interact in the seminar or workshop. It's a great way for students to share insights and tips. And then finally, emphasize on critical thinking and implications of the data. Critical thinking is the foundation because no matter how good a student is at using programs or tools, if they can't identify the question, the analysis means nothing. Always emphasize on the implication of the analysis and what it means to the company's needs and how the data can help them making a business decision.